Go slower. Go kitty slower. Let's make sure it's showing up right here. It is. For once. Alrighty then.
Hey, are you talking to me?
Nope.
I guess. No. Okay.
Wait. Okay. Oh, fuck. The guy actually kind of jump scared me right there. Damn. Hey, how you guys doing? You know, I was playing a little Valorant earlier, and just like 4 games in a row, I had fucking like ass clowns and fucking trolls and people throwing and people being toxic and shit. So I just said fuck it for the day. I was going to stream Valorant, but you know, figured if I'm going to get that kind of fucking behavior during fucking regular games, you know, when I'm not fucking streaming, I'll be damned if I'm going to press my luck while I'm, you know, play it while I'm streaming. So here we are. Wait, how much did you eat, Meyer? Yeah, I was thinking about hitting you up, Silent, but I fucking, with the luck that I've been having with my games here lately, I just don't want to fucking drag anybody into that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that's one of those I'd rather suffer in solitude type deals than have to fucking, you know, put my friends through hell on top of it. This shit's been ridiculous. It's not like you've been having sweets. It, I thought I just filled this thing up, but I could be imagining things. Or did it need 5 and I wasn't paying attention? Wow. I do like me a good steak. Do I have any more? All 4 of these beds are taken. So I found another map for this game where the supplies are actually closer to the beach, but I don't really like it as much. Yeah, ooh. I can down some New York strip now. You know, I saw one of the brimstone cards that I didn't have in the you know, that accessory shop. So I spent my night last night trying to play like those different game modes, trying to get those kingdom credits or whatever they are quicker. Didn't really work. I ended up logging out thinking to myself, damn, I'm not going to be able to get it. But then when I came back in, I noticed that it's going to be there for like 5 days. So I went ahead and, but I was only short like 500. So I managed to get that 500 today. So I got the card. But that's the only thing. The only thing good that happened out of my Valorant gaming today was the fact that I managed to get enough points to get that card. Yeah, no, I was having the same thing. Like I went on this morning, doing fine. Go on this afternoon. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a double-barrel shotgun, if you know, the way it seemed. Have you ever, Meyer, had those steaks that they like cold age for like 6 months to a year? Like $200 a pound. Yeah, those dry aged steaks are really good. What? Okay, so I guess somebody woke up the fucking whatchamacallits down here. Oh great, my An axe died. But yeah, so I just like, you know, like I said, I was going to stream some Valorant, but, you know, Riot's decided to put me on the fuck you track again, so I'm not even going to bother streaming until... I may just fucking take a break from Valorant on that account, you know. Like, it's been a while since I've played my alt account. I may go back and play my alt account tomorrow for the stream, but... So, like, for tomorrow, I may play my alt account, but today I'm not going to do any more Valorant because fuck that noise. You know, that's ridiculous. You know, every time I get into Bronze 3, man, with my main account, every time I get into Bronze 3, Riot fucks me. So I'm like, you know what? I don't even understand what the purpose of playing that goddamn game is, to be honest. If you can't fucking, if they won't fucking allow you to fucking climb up out of the fucking where you are, then what's the goddamn point in playing? And it's intentional. It's not like it's, you know, well, we can't really do anything about it. It's not the AI programs it or something, you know. But it's not like the AI is telling their fucking system how to run the MMR, you know. This shit's been like that before fucking AI was in use, and I guarantee you Riot does not use AI for their fucking games, so there's no fucking reason for my goddamn games to be going off so fucking off the deep end like that. So I'm just, nah, I'm not even gonna bother with it. Not even gonna bother with it for a while. Because it's pointless. I don't see the point in playing... I don't see the point in playing the goddamn game if every time I start doing well, they start intentionally fucking me. Yeah, well, that's what was happening to me the other day. I don't know if you saw the clip or the screen share, but there was fucking like golds in a bronze and iron lobby. Like, why? I'm a single bronze 3. All right, I was bronze 3, had like 92 RR or something like that, and Riot put me with 4 fucking irons, and the enemy team had 3 golds, or a gold, 3 silvers, and a bronze. Like, what the fuck is that all about? Well, it sounds like you enjoyed the Wagyu anyway. I need to cook this fucking meat. So yeah, I don't know. I can't keep fucking spending my time playing a goddamn game that's designed to say fuck you. It's pointless. Too old for that shit, you know? I'm too old to like, you know, some people would say playing video games is wasting your time. I don't necessarily feel like that. I like playing games, and it helps me de-stress and, you know, helps me keep my mind off of shit that I shouldn't be thinking about. So I enjoy it. But when it gets to the point where, you know, you log in and you just know you're about to get fucked, that's not, it's no longer enjoyable, you know. I'm glad you liked it, dude. My dad knows a guy down in North Carolina that raises them. Oh my god. So you guys drove out of state for that? Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be out of state doing stuff, you should take advantage of it while you can. You know, I get the appeal of, I understand now the appeal of being one of those traveling fucking, you know, restaurant fucking foodies or whatever, you know, fucking just riding around the country and sampling different foods and then writing articles about it. If I had any real creativity, I'd do something like that. But I don't feel like I've got the artistic talent, if you want to call it that, for writing articles and stuff. I wouldn't fucking know what to say, honestly. I feel like those people go to college for that shit. You know, how to write a schmoozy article. Yeah, see, I'm pretty sure there's probably good content. It's probably great content too. Like, you know, okay, it'd probably be great content too. You know, just going around and saying, okay, we're gonna hit this place today, see how it works, and you know, blah blah blah. But with my taste, it would be shit like Jersey Mike's and Subway and fucking, you know. Just these random fucking fast food joints around my hometown, you know, where we live, instead of something, you know, like $250 Wagyu steaks. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You know, so my creativity would probably stop right about at fucking Subway, you know. That would be about the, you know, that'd be about the extent I'd be like, yeah, well, those tomatoes are a little, those tomatoes are a little watery, and the lettuce is kind of wilted, you know, so. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. Really? Nice. You know, maybe I could be a foodie. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just, you know, I would like to be able to do something like that. But, God, you know, I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like every idea I have, 5 million other people have done it, you know? So, like, I don't really bring anything new to the thing. I wouldn't bring anything new to the table, so to speak. You know? Wow. That's cray-cray. That's cray-cray, man. Right? You know, and the thing about it is like, if you're in business, you don't want to be original, okay? Like, if you're, I mean, you just go through any town and you'll see a print shop, you'll see a bakery, you'll see, you know, all these different clothing stores. You'll see random shops like, you know, gaming stores and stuff like that, tabletop games and stuff like that, and, you know, comic books. And then you'll see all these different types of businesses like plumbing, plumbing supply shops and stuff like that. And that's the thing. If you wanna go into business, you don't go into business doing some rare fucking thing that it's niche. You want to go into something that other people are doing too, because you know it makes money. And they're not going to give a fuck, because the amount of business that you're going to take away from them is going to be so minimal, especially like in larger cities, that you don't have to worry about it. But so if you're like, oh, I want to open up a bagel shop out in the country. Like, first you want to sell bagels to hillbillies, so you don't want to do something that's not going to make money. And I don't feel, I could be wrong, but I feel like my fat ass going around and saying, "Ooh, let's see how this steak is tasting." I just don't. Right? I like bagels too, man. I just don't. I don't see me being able to go out and like make reviews of hillbilly bagels. But that's the whole thing. I don't see a big. I just don't see it. I don't see people tuning in to watch me eat a steak, much less a Subway sandwich or something. So, I don't know. And these fucking. These games here lately, these PvP games, like fucking. I've had 3 red screens in the past 4 days. 3 red screens in the past 4 days. Like, what the fuck? What's going on that they can't fucking. I don't even know what the fuck. There's actually a dude that takes one bite of a pizza and makes a review off of it. I gotta look this guy up. You said Dave Portnoy? Let's see. Dave Portnoy. Founder and owner of a sports and popular cultural company called Barstool Sports. Wait a minute, I've seen this guy before somewhere. Was he? No, it's not the guy that I thought it was. YouTube golf event. One Bite Pizza Reviews, internet TV show by Portnoy, in which he reviews pizza from restaurants around the world. Ranking it on a scale of 0 to 10, Portnoy began his show with the goal of reviewing every pizza place in Manhattan. Some reviews feature celebrity guests. Almost never ranks a pizza above 9. Yeah, but is it? Able to change the fate of a pizzeria with a single utterance. He got into a fucking argument with some dude in Massachusetts after criticizing the pizzeria, saying that the pizza was a floppy mess. And then it started in a fucking cussing match between him and the owner. See, this is where he fucks up. He gets into politics. He ran for mayor in Boston. Oh my God, this clown. Yeah, I wouldn't. You can't. 1.5 million subs on YouTube. Jesus, I can't get like 50 subs on YouTube. Really? You know the problem with Massachusetts? It's full of massholes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we used to go to, my wife and I used to go down to Boston for my, for some of my medical care that I was receiving through the VA. And every time we went down there, I mean, it was all right, but the fucking traffic was fucking awful. But, you know, it's like all the people you meet there. Like, you know, I've met some nice people from Massachusetts. I have. But the vast majority of them that I've met, well, there's a reason they call them massholes. Yeah. Yeah, it's not just the driving, dude. It's the whole attitude in general. Those fucking people. I don't know. I can't even begin to understand what the fuck some of these people are thinking. You know, like there was a guy that had a little like a computer, like a mom and pop computer shop in this town that we lived up in New Hampshire. And I went in to get a 10-foot fucking line, just a 10-foot line, you know, because we didn't have Best Buy or anything like that nearby. So I went in to get just a fucking LAN cable. And this was back, Jesus, like 2012, like 2011, 2012, something like that, back in that time frame. This fucking guy trying to charge $20 for a 10-foot cable back then. I'm like, ain't no fucking way, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, well, like I said, it takes all kinds, I guess, but the thing about it is you run into them and you know, like, it's just hard. I don't even know. You know, because like I said, there are some there that you're right. Some of them are really great people, but it's like the vast majority of the ones that I've met, the majority of them turn out to be total fucking chodes. Like, you know, there's a reason they call them massholes. You know, and you can't really blame the whole state for being like that, but I don't know how they produce so many people that are so fucking just, wow, you know? Yeah. No, you didn't. No, you didn't tell me. You have to send me a photo. I'd show you the ones I've got, but they get a little weird on Twitch when you start showing weapons for some reason. Like, you can have the weapon, like you can have it hanging on the wall behind you. But the moment you pick it up to demonstrate something or show somebody something, and man, they all go all to hell. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Like, it's okay to display it, like, on a rack behind me. But if I fucking pick the goddamn thing up or point at it, then they go all fucking nut shit. Like, you're not allowed to point at it. Why would you point at it? Oh my god. Go figure. He showed me a weapon. I'm so scared. I don't get people, really. I don't understand it. You know, it's not like well, yeah. You know, because most of the guns I've got are guns that my dad made for me, you know. Like, I've got a couple that he and I built together. You know, because he's got all the jigs and everything that you need to be able to you were pink. Hey, welcome to the stream. But yeah, like you know, most of the guns that I've got, you know, were literally built you know, like a couple of them my dad and I put together. You know, like I bought all the parts and everything, and then he drilled out the we bought the lowers from like this there's like 1,000 websites out there that you can order the gun parts from, and we ordered the lowers, and then my dad used his equipment to drill out the lowers, and then you know, he used his jigs and everything to make them, well, into guns, and then we put them together using the equipment that I had bought online, you know, the uppers and all the receivers and all that. So, but yeah, I got a bunch of them, and the thing about it is I would love to show people what I've got, but again, Twitch would be like, you know, up my ass fucking kicking footballs. You know? My channel would just be gone. They'd probably try to sue my ass too or something too. You never know. But yeah, so why is this not being built? Do I not have any builders? Yeah, right there's a builder. Why are you not fucking leveling this out, dude? It's been here for like 5 days. These guys. Yeah. We've got them all packed up right now, you know. Got them all packed up right now. They're all boxed up and up in the attic because, well, the gun safe is still where we bought it, you know. So don't have a gun safe to put them in. Don't want to leave them out and about, especially with kid around, you know. So they're all boxed up and safely up in the attic. That way we don't have to deal with them or worry about them until we can get them put somewhere where we can keep them clean and keep them safe. Yeah, you know, I don't want to have it. It would be very fucking irresponsible, you know what I mean? So, you know, like before we had kids running around the house, I had like when I first started streaming, before we even became foster parents, I had 4 or 5 rifles displayed on the wall behind me, you know. But Don't want to do that with kids running around the house. I mean, they've got display cases that you can. Yeah, well, they've got display cases that are lockable that you can, you know, put finger locks on. You put trigger locks on them anyway, and then, you know, with the trigger locks and the locks to lock them onto the case, you know, it's fine and everything. But I just don't want to bother with it right now, you know. And God knows we don't really plan on staying at this house for more than a year or two, so. I kind of don't see the point, you know. Yeah. Well, we had a Patriot safe, and we liked it pretty good, but then we moved, so. When she's a little older, when she's a little bit older, I'm going to start teaching her gun safety and getting her out to the range and letting her pop a few down range. You know, that way she's, you know, conscious and aware and learning properly. Which I think is it's a good thing for kids. You know. The state of Tennessee teaches gun safety in class now in school, which I think is fucking spectacular, because they were doing that shit when I was young. You know, they had gun safety classes and stuff like that, and you know, it makes sense. You live in a state that's fucking that's, you know, got a lot of people with guns, you know, so. They recently, like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, brought it back where they started mandating gun safety classes, which I think is fucking spectacular. Yeah, I think every state should require it, honestly. I think if every state required it, then, you know, and at least some sort of like gun recognition, like, you know, not just gun safety, but like gun recognition and, you know, understanding of how firearms work. You don't necessarily have to shoot them, but just understanding how they work and what they're, you know, how they're, you know, how you, like the difference between a pistol and a rifle and shit like that, you know. I think some kind of class like that would be beneficial for everybody. I think something like that is something that needs to be taught nationwide. You know, I think if we had classes like that were taught nationwide, you would have a lot less, well, stupidity over the issue. You know what I mean? But. So I built my cooking shack over here next to the next to those two water things, and I haven't been able. Well, I did the steaks, but I don't have enough. My fucking stone dude, instead of bringing in the goddamn things like you're supposed to, the blue stones. All he's doing is bringing in these large things right here. I think I need to do that right there because he's not brought any fucking blue stones in for a while. But yeah, so, but that's the you know, the whole thing is I'd like to branch out. I'd like to do more than just Valorant. I'd like to do more than just League, you know, and I want to stream different games and stuff like this one. And I'd like to do something different with my stream. But, you know, I don't know. Did Ryler leave? Let me put it on mod view so I can see. Yeah, he did. But, you know, I'd like to do something different. I just don't know what to do. wouldn't know where to start. You know what I mean? Have no fucking clue what people would watch. You know, and I know people watch some weird shit, like all these eaters, you know, people that eat for their fucking channels, and you know, people are doing some weird, eating some weird shit, like, you know, or like shoving themselves full of fucking pasta and stuff. I don't know. I just don't understand that concept. You know, like, you want to watch me eat dinner, that's all fine and dandy, but when you start asking me to gain 500 pounds because you want somebody to shove pasta down their throat for 2 hours, bro, that ain't me. You know, and there's people that do that, and it baffles me to no end. Like, and apparently that's one of those fucking things that, like, they watch over in Japan. Like, they watch people eating all the time. I'm like, why? But I don't see myself doing that, you know? But like some sort of food critic or something like that, you know, where I go around and rate shit locally or whatever. Like, you know, there's a dude that put a fucking dash cam on his pickup truck and was driving around different little towns in Virginia, and now he drives all over the US. He goes to a town, drives down the 6 biggest streets in that town, and that's his video. No talking, just a little bit of music, and driving through these towns. And on the street, you know, when he changes corners, you know, when he turns or whatever, it shows what street he's on, and like, you know, there's like a little mini map that shows the map of the town and everything, like, you know, and that's kind of cool and everything, but, and people watch it, but why dude, I got a 6-year-old, I can't fucking be driving around goddamn, you know, Minneapolis fucking with a webcam. You know? What's up, Wolf? How you doing? You know, so I got to try to figure out something that's within my range, you know, that's something that's within my capability, and it's not going to interfere with my life. You know what I mean? So, and then here's one. I had actually thought about sitting around and just, you know, getting my fucking lazy boy and putting it back here in the corner, back over here, and just sitting there with a book and reading a book on you know, bedtime stories with grandpa or some kind of shit like that. You can't do it. You legally cannot do it. Legally. It's against the law for me to sit and read a book to you on Twitch or on YouTube. It's against the law. Look it up. I was fucking shocked because I was like, dude, you know, because we thought about it, and I thought, well, that would be a really great way to go, right? You know, stories with grandpa, right? You know, because I'd be reading the fuck out of some Stephen King and shit, you know, or you know, whatever, but you can't do it. You can't fucking do it. You gotta go and fucking, like, it's this big fucking thing. Like, wow. Love you too, pal. But yeah, you can't read stories to people. You can't read stories to people online. Like, what the fuck on video? You know, like, why? I don't know what that's all about, but you know, it just is what it is, I guess. Here I am. I'm not even talking about what I'm doing with my fucking game. You know, is this okay? Let me do this here. Do I still have bark in my inventory? No. So, but yeah, you can't. And when I found that out, I was like, what the, are you fucking joking me? Really? But it's something to do with copyright law and all that shit, you know? But hold on now. I'll read you the thing. So if the book was published before 1924, I can feel free to read it out loud on YouTube without permission. Like if I wanted to read Alice in Wonderland and Moby Dick and Pride and Prejudice, but anything that was written within the past, 100 years, you can't read it, because it's under fucking copyright. So it's got to be considered to be public domain, like the fucking thing with music, part of that copyright bullshit, because people want to make their money. Like, man, you would think, right? You would think that Joe Schmuckatelli, the author, that has, I don't know, 10,000 copies or 15,000 copies of his book sold on Amazon or whatever, right? You would think that Joe Schmuckatelli would be more than happy for me to be reading his shit and putting it out there, right? No. Nope. Because if I make money off of it, I'm supposed to be giving it to him. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. If you don't want the pre-advertising, who the fuck am I to argue with you, I guess. But that's the long and short of it. It's all because of fucking copyright and shit like that. They don't want people fucking, And then you got to be able to prove, like if I were to as an example, like there's this author that I know, I don't know him personally, but I discuss things with him on a regular basis on Facebook, and he responds a lot to the posts I put on my page, so I know, so we have this discourse that anyway, we talk a little bit here and there. But if I wanted to read his books on Twitch and YouTube, I would actually have to go to him, get his people to fucking, I think because some of his stuff is self-published, but some of his other stuff is not self-published. And the self-published stuff, I can get a letter, I can get some sort of thing from him in writing saying that I have permission, but then I have to provide that permission. I have to provide that documentation to Twitch before they'll allow me to stream it. And the same thing with YouTube. I have to provide that documentation. Like, so what's the point? Why would I bother? Because I thought it was a great fucking idea until we started to get into it, because Sam had said, why don't you just, because do videos of reading bedtime stories. Yeah, sure, I probably could, but the thing about it is I'm going to have to be doing like fucking, instead of like, recent shit, I got to do stuff like fucking, what do you call it? I'm not even sure if Aesop's fables are, would be considered public domain now, So, like the stories from the Grimm, the Grimm stories, I think might qualify, but it's ridiculous. Like why should I be restricted to just the classics? Like, look, dude, I'm not going to get rich. I'm not going to make millions of dollars reading some lit RPG on YouTube. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to make millions of dollars. I don't know why these people fucking get freaky about that shit. Like these companies like, ooh, you're going to make $35 when we want 20% of it. Bruh. That's, so like then you get into all that, and I think it's a great idea too, but you just can't do it. And I would love to. Dude, I would absolutely love to be able to, sit and just read books, put it on YouTube and Twitch, call it, story time with grandpa or something like that. I'd sit and read it and fucking be more than happy to do it. But not if I got to have a fucking legal team of fucking 80 fucking lawyers, trying to protect my ass and making sure that the contracts are there and everything like that. Like, come on, man. Because that's the thing. Like, it's not like I'm trying to fucking steal Picasso's work. Like, bro. I'm not sitting here trying to read Stephen King stories. I'm trying to pick up stories that I've read recently that I like from authors that I enjoy reading from. And, half of these guys are either, self-published on Amazon or, whatever. But in order for me to do it, I got to get in touch with this person and convince this person to let me read their shit. Like, why? Dude, if you put it out there in public and it's out there, that should be public domain. One would think, because they had this fucking argument, didn't they? Isn't it this? That's the same argument that they had with all this fucking sampling and shit, right? From the music industry. Oh, well, if people like it, I should be able to use it. So now you got people making rap songs out of the Police, Every Breath You Take, through that sampling bullshit. But for some reason, I can't read, I can't read The Shining to you. You know what I'm saying? It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And if I had the kind of fucking money that it took to actually fight that shit, then I'd be all about fighting for it. But I don't see the value is not there for me. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't get anything from it. Even if I were to win the fight, I wouldn't get anything from it because I would still probably have to go through and, do all this legalese bullshit. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's be worth the effort, I don't know. I wanted this fucking thing to just run up to the top. I didn't want it to fucking jump up out of the ground like that. Maybe let's just do a path first. There we go. But I mean, that's my idea, and that's what I would like to do. That's what I would like to do. But look, it's raising up out of the air any fucking way. What the hell? So, and that's that. Well, you remember we were talking about the whole rebranding thing, switching away from the fucking carrot thing. Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for stopping by. But yeah, that's the whole, I just keep trying to think, maybe I need to be doing something a little bit different than this fucking gaming that I'm not so successful at, but because I get people that watch me game, but I feel like it's not as entertaining as it should be, for my viewers. Because I feel like if it were entertaining, I'd have a lot more fucking viewers than I've got. I didn't realize this wolf den was that close to my fucking... Here I am, low health, and I'm out here at a fucking wolf den fucking around like a dumbass. That's what I was looking for. Well, no, what I was actually looking for was those Jotun shards, but... Get some garlic and onions because that will keep me alive. It's weird to me that onions provide you a straight up health benefit and then a healing on top of it. But garlic somehow doesn't give you like a health boost. It just gives you heal over time. And I swear I thought garlic was better for you than onions. But I guess in this game it's not really, doesn't really work that way. So let's see here. That's where that wolf den is right there. I need to put a flag here. I guess. The flag here. If I can. Yeah, well, have fun with it, man. Good luck with your flight. Yeah, we'll figure something out. If nothing else, maybe I'll reach out to my author dude and see what he says. I just think it's ridiculous that, sure, dude wrote the book. Sure, if the book's going to sell, if people are going to be making money off of the book, then, dude should be making money off of that. But at the same time, if I'm reading your book on YouTube, you would think they would want that shit to be happening because it's free advertising. Even if it's only 200 people that watch me read it, that's still 200 people that have listened to the book and might actually go, buy it because they want to read it themselves. But I don't know. Oh, fuck. Where's this? Okay, let me go here. Put one there. So, I think I've found everything that's around my camp area here. I don't think I've got any other weird spawns showing up around me. Aside from these asshole rabbits. Which, by the way, you can fucking catch. Watch this shit, I'll show you. If I can get one. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Like this one right here. Watch. Watch. Bonk. You can catch these motherfuckers. I used to chase these motherfuckers all over the place. Trying to kill them. I had no idea that you could just run up and catch one. You can snag his fat ass and drag him back to your village. And if you got like a little fenced in area, you can just throw them in there and they'll fucking just be stuck there. They can't go anywhere. So like if you wanted to keep a bunch of them around for harvesting purposes, you just run around, catch them, throw them in your little pen and you're done. And then, you know, you don't have to chase them all over hell and half of Georgia to fucking kill them. And then they've got a rabbit pen now they've got a rabbit pen in the game where you can fucking, or a smolker pin, whatever you want to call it. But they've got a pin now designed for them. And if you throw two of them in there together, you'll eventually have like 15 or 20 of them. Which I think is hilarious. But, you know, my God, I need more onions and stuff because this health business is about to drive me up the wall with this thumping in my head. But yeah, I'm trying to expand out a little bit so I can see. I don't want to get too close to that fucking thing there. I don't want to get too close to those guys because I haven't. You know what I should probably do is get down there and beat that fucking boss and then put up a what do you call it? A campfire and a fucking little thing so that it doesn't respawn. Actually, let me try to get to full health, and that's exactly what I will do. Because something's got to give with this. Because these fuckers were like running into my fucking house the other day. Look. Like these little dudes, it's fine, but like these fucking zombies or whites or whatever they're called. These guys. Like, I don't even have a weapon to fight them with. And they come all the way up into my village here, look. Look, they'll chase me. All the way up in here. I need some sort of... I don't have an axe. And see, here they come. And they're not hard to kill, but I kind of feel like they shouldn't be up in here. Let me see, maybe I can make a... Oh fuck, I don't have my second, what you call it? Here, let me first put these here. Okay, I gotta make a metal worker. Should I put, let me put a road right here. Oh, too close, maybe? No, let me do it this way. And then so we'll go from there. There we go. And then I'll use that road maker to even that off. But what I want to do, because you can't make, like, I don't know. See, this is the other thing. Like with this game, you gotta watch your land management really closely. There we go. Maybe I didn't go over too far. So, yeah. I don't have enough fucking metal to make a decent weapon. Let me do this one. I can craft this one. Okay. So now I've got a weapon. Let's see if I can, let's see, do some carrot stew. See, I don't even have enough people to fucking make a damn cook. I don't have enough people to make a cook. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy's finally started bringing in some Jotun shards. I really wish this road didn't pop up like that. There's got to be a better way. Oh, so I already had some in there. Let's do that. Okay. I wonder. Yeah, it's already too late. Okay, so let me get my road maker.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm good. I actually got off of work at a reasonable time.
Nice.
AKA the time I was supposed to. Even a little bit earlier than that.
You can't complain about that. How'd work go today?
Yeah, it was busy, but it was boring.
So, do you guys only make sandwiches, or do you do other stuff too, like chickens and
We do
hamburgers and stuff?
chicken. We do like chicken nuggets and chicken strips.
Right.
We do chicken sandwiches. We do cheeseburgers, but I've never personally made one because whenever I'm there, the people, because I usually work nights,
Right.
the people who work before me, they never put out the beef in the warmer. So
Oh.
I mean they did today, but I didn't realize that they did until I was like closing.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah. So yesterday, me and Doc played 3 games,
Uh-huh.
I think. Maybe a couple more. was just 3 games yesterday.
How'd they go?
Well, first game, we win 13-2.
Okay.
I drop a casual 27, 8, and 4.
Holy
I get,
shit.
match MVP, and I get 36 RR for it.
Right?
This was on Doc's alt. Second game, I must have used up all my skill. Because I proceeded to go 14, 17, and 12.
Holy.
We lose 4-13.
Nikes.
I was still team MVP though. But the reason we lost is because we're pretty sure that the enemy had just had a better Smurf. They
Right.
went 29, 9, and 2.
Holy cow.
And then the third game, we lost 3-13. I was 8 points away from being team MVP.
Right?
The enemy team was just more what's it called? They played better as a team.
Right.
Our team was kind of just all over the place.
Yeah, and that's what's been happening with my teams here lately. It's just like everybody's just all over the place trying to do their own fucking thing instead of focusing up.
Yeah, in total, I lost more R than I gained.
Yeah,
But
I
got
hate
saved
that.
by the 0 RR shield
Nice.
of you can't immediately D rank. You
Right.
get 0 RR and then play another game, win or lose. Depends on if you D rank or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lost 38 RR, gained 36. So a total of -2, which it's not terrible considering hello.
Right.
So yeah, like I said, it's not terrible. One thing I will say is I do like the new bundle, especially after playing with it, because Doc's boss gifted him the bundle.
Right.
I played with it. I like the kill sound effect. It's high pitched, but not too high pitch. It tickles the tism in my brain.
Right. So, today I played a bunch of games this morning, and then I played some games this evening.
Yeah.
And the ones I played this morning turned out fine, but the games that I played this evening were just like, I don't even know how to explain it, how terrible these games were. But so I started the day with bronze 3 and 50 RR, and then I stopped playing when I dropped back down into bronze 2. So, if that tells you anything. But so I've just been, fucking, it's just been fuck it. But the one good thing that did come out of it was, that Brimstone card they've got where he's looking at his phone trying to figure it out.
Yeah. The boomer proof card?
Yeah, the boomer proof card. I didn't have that on my main account, but I do now because it showed up in my little accessory shop.
Let's go.
Huh?
Let's go.
Right? So, that's the boomer proof card is the only thing that I can say came out of my account today that was positive. It's ridiculous.
I saw at work that you started streaming, and I was like, oh, how fun. But apparently it wasn't all fun.
No, well, I started streaming this game Aska because I was so fed up with League, or not League, but Valorant. Because I like playing Valorant when it's evenly matched, but when you get into your fucking game and you have all bronzes on your team and the enemy team is literally all silvers, how the fuck is that fair? It's not fair at all. It's not fair. So I mean, and I know that sounds lame, but if it's not equally matched or fair, then why would I fucking bother? Why would I bother? Because I don't want to participate in a fucking game that's not going to be fucking evenly matched, And I know that I was doing well in climbing and everything, and I'm okay with playing against silvers, but not if I'm the only fucking one that's close to silver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man? Like, Riot just like basically looks at me and says, fuck you, you want to be silver? Here, you got to carry a team full of assholes. Where's the fucking logic in that? Why do I have to carry a bunch of irons in a silver game? Why can't I just play with people that are equally skilled? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck you. Basically what Riot does.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll play a couple of comp games on Box All and not like intentionally not do very well in hopes that I can de-rank it a little bit.
Oh no.
Because it's a little bit of a high rank for me.
Yeah.
It's silver 2. I would like that to be like bronze 3
Right.
at most, if I can get it there. Silver 1 is good. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to intentionally be throwing, I'm just not going to be playing with my full capabilities.
In other words, you're going to be watching TikTok movies while you're playing.
Not quite. I'll still be focused on the game. I'll be attempting to help my teammates, so it doesn't look like I'm completely failing. I'm gonna.
God, if it's like me though, the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to throw, and I'm just gonna get the count in diamond.
Right. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. If you don't want to win, you'll win every goddamn round.
Yeah. Fuck you mean there's a platinum in this game?
And it starts.
It certainly fucking does. But I mean,
Yeah, and that's. Bro,
I'm not gonna lie, their tracker scores.
there was a
pretty
diamond. There was a
up.
diamond in my fucking game the other day. Like,
I have
what the
a gold-
fuck?
I have a gold one with a 0.52 KD, 20% win rate,
Wow.
14% headshot rating. The platinum has a gold tracker rating with a 1.01 KD, 51% win rate, and a 21% headshot rating.
He is what, Wolf? Bro, I don't have even a fucking.
Oh boy, I wonder how this is gonna go. You want me to screen share?
Nah, I'm doing my fucking. I'm streaming. I don't want to get off track with this, but
Did not mean to hit that. I'm actually gonna open up your stream.
Okay. Watch Toki. I don't understand what you're talking about, dude. Who the fuck is Toki? Is Toki like a Twitch streamer?
Pokey?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Wolf is saying something in chat. Oh, he's watching TikTok movies.
Must be really
Alright, alright. He's the bouncing boobies. So, oh my god. He's Wolf calling you out. Said you are watching TikTok boobies. We know you are. You done been outed. He outed your ass. Yeah, I know. We catch him doing it all the time.
Yep.
Watching the TikTok movies. I gotta assign this guy a house. Did I get it? Yeah. Right? Everybody loves midnight.
Lucky opened up my map mid-fight and I still won.
Right? Jesus. You know, and I've had to mute. Jesus Christ, I don't know what's going on with the fucking game here lately, but it's like I've been having to mute people like every fucking game. Like, I make one fucking call out, and the next thing you know, it's like fucking everybody on my team is just like being asinine about what the fuck, you know? Like bitching about my age or whatever. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous, dude. Like what? I have to be 12 to be able to play the game? Let's get some of this straw here.
One could be mid.
This game is called Aska.
Rotating, sounds like.
Ooh, mushrooms.
He was blind.
It's similar, but there's no dinosaurs or anything to tame. I mean, it's a survival game. You got to build your village and stuff, but you got villagers that you can summon, and they'll do work for you instead of having to have dinosaurs to do it. Let's see. I need to put this straw. Need to put the straw down on the beds so I can get that. Yeah, God, I haven't played Ark in ages. get tedious. Tedious, that's what I'll say. That's the word I'll use. Arc becomes tedious. It's like you wanna do okay with it. You wanna do well, you know. And like if you try to do a run through, like if you want to beat the game, you know, you go out, you start doing you taming what you need to keep building higher and getting better and everything. And then instead of being able to you know, play the game and beat it in a reasonable period of time, you have to fucking like breed 5,000 fucking dinosaurs and get all ridiculous with it in order to be able to beat the game. And I just don't see the point in that shit, because eventually it gets to the point where you're waiting for, what do you call it, the flaws or the defects or whatever it is that they fucking with the breeding on the dinosaurs. You're waiting for certain things to happen, you know, certain traits to show up, and then you got to like use that one to make more of them with that trait. And you're like, bro, why can't I just take 20 of them and beat the game? Why do they all got to have these special traits? It's ridiculous. So, I mean, that's the reason I stopped playing Ark, because it got to the point where it was stupid. Like, I shouldn't have to sit there and raise and breed specially 5 million fucking dinosaurs for a fucking year just to be able to get them tough enough to be able to beat the easiest boss in the game. Like, what is that? That's ridiculous. That's why I stopped playing Ark, because it's just, it got to the point where it was no longer entertaining for me. I mean, really, it got to the point where we felt like every time we hit. Once you've got metal tools, you can't go any higher. You know, like, that's how it felt. Like, once you hit metal tools, you can't really go any higher. Dude, you're not taking that. That's mine. Go away. So, I don't know. Just like, that's kind of how it feels with Ark anyway. Like, once you hit metal tools, there's not really much else you need to do. You got shotguns and guns and narco darts and all that. Fuck. Once you've got narco darts, you can tame anything on the map. So I don't understand at that point why they made it ridiculously stupid with, you know, all the extra bullshit. And it's like I'm so fucking sleepy right now. Can't fucking stand myself how sleepy I am. But if I try to go lay down and just get some rest, I'm not going to be able to rest. What was I doing? Right. I need to build that up so that I can get my metal tools. Metal tools, right? Let's see, do I have... But anyway. I think I'm about done for the night. I'm getting to the point where I'm like sleepy enough to lay down and sleep, but awake enough that I know that if I lay down right now, I'm not going to stay asleep. You know what I mean? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and read for a little while. I think I'll go read for a little while. I don't understand why it's getting so dark in this game, too. Yeah, it's sure dark. All right, well, on that note, guys, I'm out for the night. I will catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting. And we will catch you guys on the flip side.